Hi, we're Aaron Liana and this is Bailey, and we're converting a used Ford Transit into our dream adventure van.
So in our last video we covered a bunch of rust, taking care of it before all of our walls are sealed up. And in this video
we're covering our first day that we started building on the van, and we tried to do 4 projects, which we did not complete. So we're going to cover the start of our Maxxair fan installation and our passenger window back there.
let's do it. Let's do it, Bailey!
Let's do it!
Just went from this inner piece, I went to the center of that, so that's 7 inches, about 7 inches. Then when I go this way, oh yeah, the center of the panel. And connect the dots.
And here we have our cozy supervisor. About to start sleeping on the job. So
we're just gonna drill a hole in the center. We might put a little dimple in it first and then start off with a smaller bit and then go up to a bigger one that'll ultimately fit this jigsaw. That was nothing. I see light.
First hole.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Nice. Shake off that scrap metal.
Okay, so now we'll take us onto the roof. See what the holes look like up there, then we'll take the jigsaw at it, go bzz, 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 bzz. And we'll give a little file like bzz, 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 bzz.
Okay.
And we'll put some glue on. Put the bracket on. Let that dry for a little bit. Then read the rest of the directions.
Sounds good.
Going on the roof. We already got some supplies up here. But yeah, you can see here's our adapter and the holes we drilled, and then I'll trace out some lines using the adapter and clean it off with some acetone, file down any burrs from the holes in the drills, or yeah, and the jigsaw. It's a good game. File down the holes that we made through the underside, added some tape so that this doesn't scratch the paint, and then I drew lines just based on this template by sitting it with the holes in the corners. And so now we're going to take the jigsaw and cut those lines out, and then this panel should fall.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. So we want to tape this. Maybe this is the strap. Hold it up. And then tape it. So we want to try to dampen some of the vibrations, so we get a cleaner cut and it's less floppy. Got a hole. So we got the vacuum out with hose attachments. We're nice and nimble. We're just gonna suck up all of the little metal shards and whatever little pieces. Let me just. That's right. We're gonna start filing our edges, clean it up Make sure it's nice and smooth. Nice. Adapter looks pretty good. That fits right in there. Cool. So now we're taping off the extent of where our glue is going to go. This is just going to help us figure out where we need to scuff up the paint so that it adheres to it better. Okay, now we can take that off. Now we have the area we need to scuff up. I gotta shake it first. Just gonna spray this little area we have as well as the edge with this clean metal primer. It's just to help it protect from rust, whatnot. We're gonna put some silicone in between the van and our primed areas and the adapter. And then we're gonna let that glue and sit. So we're just gonna pretty much put a big bead. Should cut a bigger hole. We got a long way to go. This is exhausting. Okay, now we put the adapter on, like so, and then we'll try to get it seated nicely. Clamp this down while it dries, and then when we clamp it, it'll kind of ooze out a little bit. So when it oozes, that's when we'll clean it up, make a nice rounded edge, and then we'll let it dry, and then we can go on to the next step, which is placing this guy on there, which ultimately mounts the fan. So now I'm just taping up the edges so we have nice clean edges when we pull off the tape.
Having a little pre-workout while Aaron is prepping the window installation. We're at a window here, so we're installing a big passenger sliding door window that has a T-vent on the bottom. So we're going to use this to kind of draw out where we're going to need to cut, or he's going to need to cut with the jigsaw later.
So yeah, we just traced this out. And so this is a little off. I think our template was a little bent. But we'll basically be following these lines across this, up this, and then here is where the curve doesn't match this. And I guess there's not really a frame part there. So here's where we traced. We'll kind of go off like this, that top line. We'll meet back up with this, and then this will go down and meet up back over here.
So now that we have the template kind of marked out, he is going to drill holes around the inside of each kind of curved edge. That way we have this template from the outside. Alright, so Aaron has been drilling all these little holes on the rounded corners of where our window will be cut out. We had a fallen drill bit right there. Yes, maybe tape all of the straight edges first, and then you can work on taping the corners. Yep. Just rip a bunch of little tapes and then kind of get the curve in there. Well, we got our starter hole, and I think the strategy is we're gonna try to do bottom corner up to the top corner on that side, bottom corner there to the top on that side, and then we'll do the bottom edge, and then I think the top edge last. We'll see if that works. All right, here goes nothing.
Oh boy.
Tape coming off. Since it's freezing outside, I'm making us some hot chocolate. Really? What's this? What's this? Okay. You're welcome. Lesson learned today. Don't attempt a Maxxair fan installation and a passenger window on the same day when the sun goes down at 5. And also don't do those things when it's gonna rain the next day. So we kind of have to get everything done tonight. Take a sip.
Ooh.
How is it?
It's good, especially out here where it's pretty cold and dark and grim and depressing.
It's like our first real, full day of actually working on stuff.
Yeah, this is horrible.
So hopefully it all goes up from here. We significantly underestimated how long each of these projects is going to take. I also thought we were going to do the headliners today.
This will go onto our roof adapter plate. So yeah, this is just like putty. It's a little later than we expected, so everything's a little wet. So I'm trying to clean it off, as well as any silicone that might have just kind of stuck there.
It's only like 6 o'clock. So we just weren't quite prepared to be dark and cold so early. And we're still doing this because we took a break to cut a hole for our passenger window in the side of our vans. Here's hole in the van number 1 and a hole in the van number 2. We were ambitious and excited.
We gotta start somewhere, right? Got the bracket, came with the fan. You gotta make sure that these are on the sides as opposed to like this, unless you want a sideways fan. And then we just set it on there. I'm gonna give it a nice squeeze, and now we need to screw it down. Okay, that'll be good for now. So I'm just gonna drill some pilot holes through all of the holes here into the mounting bracket, and then that'll give us some space for our screws to go in. So I'm gonna fill the holes with a little bit of this lap sealant, And that'll just go down with the threads of the screws. Now we could screw in our screws so that they ultimately bite into our piece of wood on the underside. The fan can go in. Make sure the cables go inside. And now our holes more or less line up. I grabbed these 4 white cap screws, not to be mixed up with the ones that are used for the bups around the borders. And now we just screw them in. And so before I go all the way in,
Make sure they all fit.
yeah, make sure we can. It's easier to line them up when they're all still wiggling around instead of one being rigid. And you're putting a lot of stress on plastics and whatnot. Good night. Is this van life?
Yeah, we'll just sleep on the roof with the fan.
All right, so it's a little late. Gave it our best shot today. But we pretty much sealed this up so that it's good for the rain that's coming tomorrow. But when we have another chance, we're going to replace the screws with stainless steel. So I didn't have any that were, I guess, compatible with our bracket. They weren't long enough. And then we'll probably also trim down this piece of wood because right now it's kind of just jamming in between these 2 pillars. So come back to it. So we still got this big hole to deal with. So we put on some primer on the edges. Feels pretty dry. It's gonna be dry whether we like it or not. And then we're gonna get our window in, and then we'll screw it in from the back, and it should be self-sealed.
Alright, we got the window in. Aaron's trying to clean off the sticker.
Yay.
But we're almost there. I feel like it's like midnight. It's probably like 7:30.
Yeah. It's been a long day for us.
Yeah.